Have you ever wondered what happens when a niche sport just blows up? Well, today we're looking at a huge economic shift that's happening right now on the ski slopes and ice rinks of China. Let's get into the incredible boom of its ice and snow economy.
Welcome everyone to Flow Tao Salon. Now before we jump in, all of the incredible data and insights we're going to cover today come straight from the 2025 Ice and Snow Consumption Industry Report, which was published by the research group Ocean Engine. So what is lighting the fire under this whole thing? Let's get right to the one number that really tells the story of this massive momentum.
36%. Get a load of that. That is the year-over-year growth in the number of people who are actively interested in ice and snow sports. I mean, this isn't some small bump, right? This is a sign of a massive wave building. And a number this huge just makes you ask, who exactly is behind all this?
Well, the report breaks this growing audience down into three really distinct groups. And understanding these players is absolutely key to understanding the whole market. Let's meet our first type.
So first up, you've got the ski enthusiasts. These are the diehards, the veterans of the slopes. They've got the experience, they tend to have more disposable income, and you'll find them mostly in those big first-tier cities. They're the ones dropping serious cash on the best gear and chasing the perfect powder day.
Next up is a group that's really pouring fuel on the fire, the ice and snow experience seekers. This crowd is generally younger, and a lot of them are women. For them, it's maybe less about conquering the most difficult run and way more about the whole vibe, the social scene, the cool outfits, and getting that perfect Instagram-worthy shot.
And our third key group is the parent-child family. Here, it's all about bonding and making memories. They're on the lookout for experiences that are safe, fun, and maybe a little educational for the kids. It's a full family affair.
Okay, so we've got our three groups. They're all excited about winter sports. But how does all that excitement actually turn into people opening up their wallets? Let's trace that journey from interest to purchase.
So where does that initial spark come from? Well, the number one driver by a long shot is short-form video. It makes perfect sense, right? Those quick, thrilling clips capture the energy of it all and make it feel super accessible. Of course, good old-fashioned recommendations from friends and lifestyle apps are also huge for planting that seed.
And once they decide to go, they are ready to spend. Just look at this breakdown. The biggest slice of the pie, over 42%, spends between 1,000 and 3,000 yuan on a single trip. But what's really wild is that if you add the top two tiers together, you're looking at nearly 40% of people spending over 3,000 yuan. This is a serious financial commitment.
Okay, so we've seen the who, the what, and the how. Let's connect the dots. We're going to distill all of this down into the three biggest findings from the report, and, more importantly, what they actually mean for this exploding market.
Our first major takeaway is this undeniable, powerful link between the digital world and the real one. And this isn't just some marketing buzzword, it's literally the engine driving this entire industry.
And here's the value. The journey to the ski lift begins with a swipe on a smartphone. The videos and posts people see online are directly translating into real people showing up at resorts. It's a perfect example of how digital engagement is becoming the lifeblood of real-world businesses.
All right, let's move on to our second core finding, which builds on this. The market is getting way more complicated. A one-size-fits-all approach just doesn't cut it anywhere.
So the real value here is realizing that those three groups we talked about, they want completely different things. The enthusiast wants high-performance gear. The experience seeker wants a great social scene. And the family needs lessons for the little ones. This variety creates a ton of new opportunities for businesses that are smart enough to cater to them.
And that leads us to our final, and maybe the most powerful finding of all. It's all about a fundamental shift in who this market is even for.
This is the big one, folks. Winter sports are breaking out of their niche. The audience isn't just hardcore athletes anymore. It's casual weekenders and families. This expansion makes the entire pie so much bigger, creating a far more sustainable market for everybody. It's a huge reminder that the biggest growth happens when you make something exclusive feel inclusive.
And that wraps up our analysis for today. Remember, 陶醉沙龙，马上兴隆。